I'm gonna crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to season 1, episode 28 of.
I didn't sign off on
you.
seasons. I don't sign up on. I don't like the seasons. This is one.
It's always been
episode.
seasons.
Yeah, we're always on season 1.
Yeah.
Where do you break up your seasons? Like, when does the season end? When does it start?
When we first started. So we're gonna have 52 episodes in one season.
Okay, so we're doing yearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season 1, episode 28 of the Beer and Sports Podcast. Josh Kimmel, OUS, Josh Wingate, 302. We're a part of the Say It Again network. Follow us, Mugs and Balls, on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Follow, like us, subscribe, whatever the hell everyone says. Just whatever any other content creator says, do that.
Hey, I'm like two followers away from like 1,400 on Twitter, so I can like get 2 by the end of the night. Like, come on,
Whoa.
what's going on?
I'm probably sitting at like 350 right now.
And you talk to the big stars like Ben Albright and Tony Kornheiser, while I'm chumming it up with these.
I don't talk to nobody.
No namers over here. No. So what's up, Josh?
Not much. How was your 4th of July?
It was loud. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
When was the last time you looked at the clock? When was the latest firework you heard or saw?
Cool. It was probably driving home, so it'd probably be around like 9:25.
That's the latest. I can tell you exactly when mine was. 3:23 in the morning.
Wow.
That's the latest firework that I heard and saw.
We have a neighbor across, so we live across from a field, and across from that field is a road, and a neighbor lives diagonal to that. And every holiday they put off fireworks and everything, and they always seem to plan to have the first firework go off right as my daughter's like falling into her nice little slumber, and she wakes up and freaks out. But yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. We didn't really do much. Cooked some hot dogs at the house. We didn't really go out. We did our going out like Saturday. Sunday was a chill day, and Monday was like a free day. Like I just treated it like a free. No, what's going on?
That bag behind you, it looked like a baby shark thing for a second.
Oh, no, that's my rice cakes. My rice cakes because I'm swole. I don't know if you can tell.
There you go.
I eat rice cakes and peanut butter, Josh, because I
there you
protein.
go. Hey, damn right. So I texted you yesterday, and I was like, basically, I'm pissed. The first town in the first state, which, if you don't know this, the first state is Delaware.
There you go.
To get ratified is Delaware. So Lewis, Delaware is the first town. And my grandfather has been doing this 4th of July tradition, and it just kept getting passed on to me, to hopefully my daughter. And it was just on 2nd Street in Lewis. Everyone would, like the whole town would get together, and they just do races up and down the street, like the sack race. They put an egg on a spoon, and you just race down the street. And everyone would just get together and do it. And at the end, there'd be a pie eating contest, and I was always a part of it. And everyone loved it because my beard would just get wrecked. And afterwards, they had you blow flour everywhere. They did like a tin of flour with money on the bottom, and you'd have to blow it. So like my beard would just be fucked at the end. And this year, they just sold out. State Farm took over. I do have to say, if you have State Farm, switch now because they suck. They completely suck because they ruined our holiday tradition that's been like huge in our area. Like I said, since my grandfather was a little kid, he's been doing this, and it just kept going on through our family. This first year, my daughter could possibly do it, and they said kids can only do 3 races. Normally, there's like 12 races everyone can do, and it's just a good old time. So fuck you, State Farm, and fuck you, Lewis. That's all I got to say. Good night. End of the show. I don't know if you're paused or whatnot. Seems like you are. But yeah, that's my issue. Anyway, I might lose you here. Oh, there we go. Got you back here. We got a SpongeBob fan here.
Yeah.
Saying hi.
Hi, SpongeBob fan. What's going on, man? What are you drinking, SpongeBob fan?
So, beer. What do you got for us? I know
First
late
off,
delivery here. Yes.
First off, no offense to it sounds awesome. Like literally, I'm jealous. So when I say this, it means I'm coming from the kindness of my heart.
Yeah.
Do you live in like a 1960s sitcom where the whole town gets together and like you guys are all still friends and you still do stuff like that?
No, it's great.
I know.
Well, I live in a small town. Like our state is probably the size of your, like not Tampa Bay, but it's probably not too much bigger.
Yeah, like I'm super jealous. Like that's a cool thing, and it reminds me of something you'd see like on I Love Lucy or the Dick Van Dyke Show. Like that doesn't. I don't even know my neighbor's name. Not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I know what he looks like. I know what his husband looks like. I know that they have 2 dogs, but I don't know their name.
Wow. So Tampa Bay is bigger than Delaware, just so you know. Tampa Bay is 2,554 square miles. Delaware is 1,982 square miles.
Yeah, so Tampa is a disaster. But yeah, fuck State Farm. Why can't you guys just boycott it and not do what they do? Why can't you just have your own races? Like who tells you?
Well, it's only put together by the town, and then I guess they sold it out to State Farm, and they just marketed the hell out of it. They got your email address when you signed up for the 3 races, and then they're giving out frisbees and everything, making it seem cool. The big thing, after every race, a kid will get a silver dollar, a quarter at whoever won. And this year, after the second race, they ran out of money.
They ran out of money.
Yep.
By giving out quarters and nickels. They just didn't bring the coin. They just didn't
they didn't bring money.
What a disaster.
And we left. My daughter was just so fucking pissed.
I gotta answer.
Like, screw it.
I gotta answer a SpongeBob fan. He wants to know what our thoughts on Joe Biden are.
Jeez.
Seriously, I'll answer this.
He's a Delaware guy, so
I voted for him. He's better than the other option. The other option was just as bad. They both suck. America sucks. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
I didn't vote for either. I can gladly say I didn't vote for either.
America sucks. But yeah, I'm drinking beer tonight. Julius from Treehouse.
Orange Julius?
See, someone else said that. So I don't know the whole Orange Julius thing. I don't know what that means.
That's like a store. It's like a orange juice.
All right, I didn't know that. So this is from Treehouse. If you know IPAs, you know Julius. This isn't anything special. Everyone, if you're in IPAs, you need to have one of these things. You never have one. That's okay though. I'll ship you some. But yeah, it's a 4.75 solid, one of the best IPAs on the market.
So it's a Citra Galaxy Lemon Drop Hops Pale Ale. But I got it because Starboard, I've told you about Starboard before. Orange Crushes and everything. Dewey Beach is where it's at. It's by Dewey Beer Company. And I got it because this cool little Delaware VIP. So Starboard gives away every summer a VIP card. And it lets you pass the lines. And Starboard can be wrapped around a street depending on a given holiday. But that VIP card lets you just go straight in.
Do you have a VIP card?
I did when I was a kid, but as far as like 21 and 21 to 25, I had one every year, but I don't have one anymore.
Okay. All right. So there you go. So I'm already drinking my beer because I'm a man of the people. I don't want to crack
I'm a man of the people.
That hurt. This guy sent us a link to watch the Joe Biden video. I think SpongeBob fan. Good try. Not happening. This is not politics talk. We're gonna talk fantasy football. Yeah. We're gonna talk.
We're gonna stick to what we know, and that's sports.
Yeah, we're gonna stick to sports, man. No, dude, look at that head.
I love head.
Look at it. That's gigantic. Like, did you shake it up before you freaking poured it? Or you just like? It's not a YouTube. It's on a. You know what though? Then I'll watch it after the show. SpongeBob fan, YouTube.com. Are you a YouTuber? Like, do you watch it? I know we're on YouTube right now, but do you watch it? Like, I watch it every night when I go to bed. Depends on what I want to watch.
So
But I was against it.
Our current Mugs and Balls YouTube has nothing but like Ryan's World and everything. My daughter loves YouTube. So
Ryan's World. You mean Bobby's World?
No, Ryan's World.
You mean Bobby's World?
What?
With the little kid?
Yeah, that's Ryan.
That's Bobby.
No, that's Ryan.
No,
I don't know if
Bobby.
Tampa Bay's like
Bobby's World, dude. It's Bobby's World.
It's Ryan's World.
No,
Are
dude.
you kidding me?
No, like, have you never heard of Bobby's World? Are we
No.
doing Bobby's World? Dude, you're crazy.
No, it's Ryan's World.
The little kid with the black hair?
Yeah, and it has toys and Walmart and everything.
Huh? Are we looking at the same thing? Google Bobby's World real quick, and I'll bring us back to sports. It's like what we're going to stick to. You look at Bobby's World. I'll tell everyone what we're going to be talking about. Fantasy football.
No, not that. It's not a cartoon. It's an actual kid.
Okay, then Bobby's World's where I'm at. Are you talking about the little Asian kid?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on a Nickelodeon show I saw one time. Anyway, that show is fun. But we're talking about fantasy football. Our rankings, just general knowledge of we're getting ramped up for Scott Fish Bowl. I'm in the Scott Fish Bowl. I'll be drafting live in Orlando. It's my second year in a row being in the Scott Fish Bowl. I joined Twitter about 3 years ago, so the first year I missed out, but back-to-back years. Viking Dave will be in the Scott Fish Bowl in Orlando with me. Look, you enjoy your beer.
He got in?
Oh, yeah, he got in.
Whoa!
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's because we need live drafters. We're trying to put on 3 drafts in the Orlando draft, and we needed extra people. So we've been bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel.
Is that fucker not watching?
I don't know. He's probably no softball. He plays softball Tuesday nights. He's still chasing the dream. He still got it. You know what I mean? He's in the dugout with his hat on, upside down, or the rally cap. I played softball. Yeah, exactly. I played softball with him one time.
Yeah.
I was in a league with him. I'm god awful. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm so bad. But I did have a game where I reached base 4 out of 5 times.
There you go.
I
did too.
Zero hits.
0 hits. You just got hit.
Do I hate Russia? I don't hate Russia. I actually like this guy who I love you, SpongeBob fan, but I don't hate Russia. I hate nobody. I hate America. I know you don't hate America, but I do.
Let's keep politics out of the show.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Fantasy football. So I played in your bizarre league last year.
Yeah, it's a good league.
Did you hear the thunder?
Yeah, I did.
Did you hear the thunder? It is loud. Anyway, that's probably what happened to my internet.
What happened to the Lightning?
They lost, which is okay, Josh. It's okay. You can't win every single year. It's just not fun. Would you play Madden on rookie mode and just win the Super Bowl every year? No, it's not fun.
Right, I would.
So sometimes you got to take the L. So, God, can we get on fantasy football? So I played in your ridiculous league last year. It was really fun. I didn't win many games. I didn't read your stupid rules to your stupid league. I lost. If I would have read the rules, I would have won. Bottom line.
You playing this year?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I need to cut back on my leagues. But we're here discussing Scott Fish Bowl strategies, maybe, and rankings, maybe. So let's start with the top. Quarterbacks. I'm interested. You asked me what scoring system are we basing these rankings on, right? Just basic PPR, like nothing special. We're not doing first downs. We're not doing all this. That's the
best way to do it.
It is a good way to do it. We could talk about this SpongeBob fan. You don't want to know what I think about the New York Islanders because they're a bunch of.
What happened to fantasy football? I thought we were going fantasy football.
He's getting me into
SpongeBob's getting us off track here.
He's a troll. I don't know who he is, but I'm gonna figure out who it is. But let's get on to our quarterback rankings.
He's a coward.
I'm curious to. He's not Courage the Cowardly Dog. He's a SpongeBob fan. It's a different Nickelodeon Cartoon Network. Different things. Yeah. I'm curious to see your quarterback rankings because.
Do you want to trade off?
Do you want to do like a we do my one, or do you want to do 10-1?
Yeah, we could do 10-1. Yeah, let's do that. 10-1. You tell me your 10, I'll tell you my 10, and we'll go back and forth.
All right. 10-1. I'll go with my 10.
Well, we'll swap. So, I'll do 10. You do 10. I'll do my 10, and then we just go.
Yeah, we do an order. I give you my 10, then you give me your 10. Then
no.
My 9.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Like ping pong. All right, Joe Burrow, my number 10. Joe
Burrow, my number 10.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
I just don't think so. People are drafting him high. His ADP right now is ridiculous, in my opinion, especially in dynasty leagues. He's going as the quarterback 3 in dynasty, which we're not talking about dynasty. We're talking about redraft in this
Yeah.
podcast. But gosh, it's so high. He's going as number 6 quarterback overall, which is ridiculous. Going ahead of Dak Prescott, going ahead of Jalen Hurts, going ahead of Tom
That's
Brady.
crazy.
It just doesn't make sense. It's because of those 2 last games he had last year, 36 points and like 38 points. He went from quarterback 11 to quarterback 7 like in 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. How do you Kirk Cousins outscored him going into those weeks? I don't
Uh,
see him. I don't see. Well, go ahead.
no. You go. Finish up.
I just don't see him playing at the level where you're going to have a healthy Russell Wilson. You're going to have a healthy Kyler Murray. Those guys are going to go ahead of him eventually because last year they weren't. Last year they were below him. You add the rushing of Russell Wilson. You add the rushing of Kyler. That's going to negate all of Joe Burrow. He doesn't rush. He doesn't run. Those rushing yards matter. If you have a guy that rushes for 300 yards or more, that's the money line. That's the fucking money you want. So in that, he's not going to throw for 38 touchdowns. We've already talked about it. I don't think he's throwing for 35 plus touchdowns, and that's what you need if you don't rush. So that's why I have him at 10.
I have him at 10 because I think they're going to try and protect him a little more. He's a franchise guy. They got a better offensive line, but what does that mean? You're going to be able to run the ball a little better. So I think they're going to try and bring up the running game more, and I don't think you'll be able to duplicate the numbers, honestly.
I don't think we should break down every player as we go because we're going to go through all the top 10s.
But big ones.
But big ones like him, like that's a controversial one.
Yeah.
So my 9 is Tom Brady.
My 9 is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I'll tell you where I have him on my rankings if it's not my top 10. So I have him at 13.
Okay.
Because, lack of weapons.
I get that, but Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it is Aaron Rodgers. You're correct. My number 8 is Jalen Hurts. I think it's a little too low, but he's my number 8.
My number 8 is Dak Prescott.
Okay. I have Dak a little higher than that. If you want to talk about that, we can because I have Dak high.
I think Dallas is, again, with the Joe Burrow thing, I think we're going to go heavily run game as well. But I do at the same time think he is going to run a little more than he did last year. But I'm just higher on these other guys, more so than I am Dak Prescott right now.
My concern with Jalen Hurts is I don't think they really like him in Philly. I don't think they like him as a player, not a person, as a player. And they've been trying to deal with him for 2 years. That whole organization. They've been trying to trade him to the Dolphins, to everyone. It's just I don't see eight's pretty good.
Yeah.
My number 7 is Matthew Stafford.
My number 7 is Jalen Hurts.
Okay, so we're not too far off on that one. My number 6 is Kyler Murray.
My number 6 is Russell Wilson.
Wow. We're so off on Russell. I have him at 15.
The thing with Russell, he has an offensive line now who we've been waiting. He doesn't have to be the Russ that wins it all. They had a pretty good game last year. They have a really good running game, and I think he has better weapons than he had in Seattle.
He does have better weapons than Seattle. I agree with that. He does have better running backs, though, that he had in Seattle. So I agree that they will run the ball. Melvin Gordon's not dead. Javonte Williams is still going to rush the ball 200 plus times. So they're going to pound that rock. Like everyone thinks that he's going to be unlocked or he's going to cook again. No, Russell's going to be the same old Russell.
I don't know. I think he's going to.
I just don't think. Well. I hope so. But I have him at 15. So
he's not going to be as relied upon as he was in Seattle, which is going to release him a little bit more.
Which means if he has weapons and he has leads, they're going to run the clock out. That's just my opinion.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
My number 5, because we're at 5, is Dak Prescott. I think Dak is just too damn good.
Mine is Kyler Murray.
Okay. My number 4 is Lamar. Should be your 4. It should be your 4.
My 4 is Patrick Mahomes. You are... I can't see your face or anything right now.
Oh, I'm frozen? I hear you.
You're like breaking up a little bit, but yeah.
It's the thunderstorms. That's what it is. When the lightning's around here, that's what happens. Okay, well, I have Mahomes at 3, which isn't too far off, 4, whatever. You must have Lamar at 3.
Lamar at 3.
See, that's his preference right there. I love Lamar too. You can go either way. If I end up with Lamar or Mahomes, I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah.
I think our last 2 are pretty much the same. I have Herbert at 2.
Yep.
And I have Josh Allen at 1.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. That's pretty much the
I think the only difference we really had was Russell Wilson. I mean, obviously
yeah.
a little marks here, a little mark there, but I think trade out Aaron Rodgers for Tom Brady, and Russell Wilson was the big deciding factor. So who did I have? Who do you have that I didn't have?
So I have Burrow, Brady. You don't want Brady. I didn't hear you say Brady at all. I didn't hear Brady
No,
come out of your mouth.
but you didn't have Aaron Rodgers either.
No, Aaron Rodgers is my 13.
So who's your number 6 again?
My number 6 is Kyler. So the only people you didn't have Stafford either. Like you're crazy.
Oh, okay. Stafford is
Yeah.
Stafford would probably be my number 11.
Yeah, my number 11 is well. I won't do it real quick, but yeah, I'll do my 11 and 12 real quick. Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr. I have those guys over Aaron Rodgers.
I'm I'm not a Kirk Cousins guy.
Just because he puts up numbers and he's solid and he doesn't throw interceptions. You're not into that?
I'm more into Aaron Rodgers and I would say who else did I have? And Russell Wilson. Then
See, yeah. So here's the thing with if
Kirk
we're gonna
Cousins.
let's do a little 3-minute debate on this one because I do
Yeah.
want to talk about it. Is I do think that Rodgers is a better quarterback, obviously, than Kirk Cousins. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
It's just when it comes down to it, we're picking nits. The weapons. Justin Jefferson, in my opinion, is the best receiver in the whole game, in the whole league. He's my favorite. He's my favorite receiver. He's the best receiver. I just think he's a difference maker. Whereas Rodgers doesn't have a difference maker. The leading target might be some Allen Lazard. Are you comfortable with Allen Lazard being your top receiver in that offense? I'm not.
For Aaron
that's
Rodgers,
why
I am.
I just feel
Aaron
like
Rodgers, I am.
I just feel like Rodgers has to be more efficient with his throws, and they're going to try to run it with Jones and run it with AJ Dillon,
Yeah.
and they're going to get that approach. Whereas I believe on the other side, Kirk Cousins, they've already said it. They're going to open up. They're going to open up. They're going to throw.
I just don't. I personally can't trust Kirk Cousins.
I mean,
It might just be a me thing. Yeah. I mean, he's not, but yeah.
So I started with quarterbacks. Where do you want to go? We have 3 more positions to break down.
We'll go running backs.
All right, let's go to the running back. Same thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to go deeper, or did you only do 10?
I only did 10.
What a slacker! All right.
My number 10 is Joe Mixon.
Trying to find Joe Mixon on my list. My number 10 is David Montgomery.
Okay.
I'm sure he's not in your top 10.
Nope.
This is so every year I take a flag and I plant it on somebody.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who it is. David Montgomery is my guy this year.
I just don't trust their offensive line.
I don't trust their offensive line either, but guess what? He doesn't need it. Neither did Najee.
Okay.
David Montgomery, he finished running back 4.
Well, how about
ago.
this? I don't trust their offense.
I don't trust their offense either. But I don't trust anyone on that offense besides Montgomery. There's no one more solid than Montgomery. He's the best offensive player if you're going to take away Justin Fields. He's the most consistent and
I
best
just worry
player
that
on that offense.
You can get game planned against, and they just stop the run and say beat me otherwise, and then that kind of takes away from that player.
I think he's going to get a lot of dump offs this year.
I think he'll be very inconsistent this year.
I think he'll be very solid. I think he's the most solid, the safest running back outside of the top guys, as in he'll get you constant 12 points a game, constantly. And then he'll have the blow-up games.
I think he will be the guy that can win you a week, but he'll also be the guy that can lose you a week because you rely so much on him.
See, he's not going to lose you a week, though, because look at his ADP. I don't think he did ADP research. I'm hardcore into it, but he's going running back 18 right now. I'm going to lose you a week.
But if you're drafting him at your ranking.
Yeah. Of course. So. But that's why I have him high.
Yeah.
People don't.
Yeah.
And people
you're
are
higher on him, so you're, yeah. I got you.
And he's going to, yeah, so I'm just going to play the ADP game and get him in the 4th, 5th round, and he'll be my running back 2, and I'll be set. But let's move on to number 9. I got Leonard Fournette.
Mine's Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb. Ooh, okay. All right, he's outside of my top 10. But Leonard Fournette's definitely my 9.
My number 8 is Aaron Jones.
All right, I got DeAndre Swift at number 8.
He's not in my top 10.
Wow.
I'm not a big Swift guy.
I know you're not.
Not a big Swift guy.
But it's the same argument as Montgomery, is they don't have really anyone else, and he was
I'm just
amazing.
not a fan of Swift just because I don't think he's a good runner. I don't.
I don't see how you see he's not a good runner. Like, what's your evidence?
Watching him throughout his entire college and NFL career.
I mean, that's a good. That's you use the dirtbag Dave. I have eyeballs. My eyeball test. Get the fuck out of here with your eyeball test, bro. Like
It's
this
what I
guy's a
mean. That's literally
stud.
my test for anything. Like I scout players, so that's my thing. Like I watch them.
I mean, I guess you don't like his fantasy points per game. I guess you don't like his yards per touch as 5.0. I guess you don't like that he created 869 yards last year. Number 5. Yards created per touch 4.08. Number 1. Right, number 1 in yards created per touch. Now this used to be the Joe Mixon Award because he had the worst offensive line of all time. Now that's Swift, and I feel bad.
Well, is it Swift or does Swift just run into his offensive line, creating him to have to create those yards?
So you're saying he doesn't have the vision?
Yes.
Okay, but he's going to get a million targets.
Huh.
In those million targets, you have to account.
Now that they got wide receivers, is he going to have those targets, or are they going to actually throw it to receivers that they didn't have last year?
Jared Goff has a strong history of throwing it towards running backs, going back to Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley is one of the best receiving running backs to come out before, Christian McCaffrey. He was probably the best receiving running back.
And Swift ain't so bad either, and you know that Swift is a very good pass catcher.
Yeah,
I mean he did have. Where's his stupid target? 78 targets last year. Fourth in the NFL for running back. 6 targets a game. You give me any running back with 6 targets a game, just all day.
I'm looking up real quick at the Lions depth chart, trying to kill some time.
Jameson
if I remember correctly,
Jameson Williams. You got Brown.
I thought they drafted a running back.
No, they still have Jamal Williams. As far as I know, they took Jamar Jefferson last year. Just Jefferson, dude. It sucks.
Jamar, yeah.
Either way, number 7, another guy with no offensive line. I got Najee.
I got Dalvin Cook.
Okay. Number.
Wow, hold up. You are that low in Najee?
Yeah, I'm that low on Najee.
Wow. Okay.
Unfortunately, honestly, it's because of the quarterback situation, and I don't know what's going to happen. He might lose targets. He might lose targets because Trubisky likes to hold on to that ball. We both know that. He likes to hold on to the ball, play hero ball, and try to make the play. Which Ben was snap, throw, snap, like literally.
I think we'll see a different Trubisky. I really do.
I really hope so, because if he plays like the way he played in Chicago, he'll create plays, but he's also taken away from his pass catchers.
Yeah.
Number 6, I have Austin Eckler.
I have Alvin Kamara. Pending, I don't know about we don't know about the suspension, but without the suspension, I have Alvin Kamara there.
My rankings are baked in with suspensions. Like I have those baked in to my rankings. So I have Kamara at 12. Even if he misses 6 games, he's still going to be my number 12.
I can't put something that's not there right now.
But we all know it's going to happen.
Number
5, I got Dalvin Cook.
I got Derrick Henry.
Okay, that's not bad. Number 4, I have Joe Mixon.
I have Austin Eckler.
Okay, number 3, I have Derrick Henry.
I have Najee Harris.
You can't do that. You can't do that with all that shit you talked last year about his offensive line.
Yeah, their offensive line massively improved throughout the year.
They did, and he's awesome. I love.
And I talked shit week 1. That was my shit talk. It was week 1, and then that created a whole offensive line thing between us.
So, in my opinion, I have 3 guys that can be labeled as the running back 1. And these are my top 3 guys. You already named one of them. So I'm curious on who got into your top 3. I'm going to go ahead and say my 3rd is Derrick Henry.
Okay, mine was Najee Harris.
Oh, did we already do that? My bad.
Yeah.
So our top 2 are the same. I think you know who I have at 1 because I've been touting him on Twitter all off season. Jonathan Taylor's my.
We're swapped. Yeah.
Taylor's my number 2.
Okay. Yeah. No. We might be right.
And CMC's my number 1.
Yeah.
Without
I can't risk injury. Like if he doesn't get hurt, he's far and away the number 1 running back in this PPR.
He's the only running back that can average 30 points a game and not score touchdowns. He doesn't need touchdowns to produce, which is insane.
When he was in the draft, I wanted to make him my slot receiver because he is a receiver, but he can also run the ball very well. So he's just a complete weapon. If he doesn't get hurt, he's the best running back in the league.
If he doesn't get hurt, he wins you your league.
Yeah, 100%. He is if they allowed Shohei Ohtani to get stats while he pitched for hitting, that would be the equivalent to CMC.
I agree. All right, so there's 2 more slots left. I'm gonna pick this one. We're gonna end on a banger, which is wide receivers. So we're gonna go to tight ends because tight ends are stupid. Like no one cares about tight ends.
That was a hard one for me.
It was very difficult, but also very easy because the top 6 are, to me, the top 6 are like I can do it with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Number 10, I'm going the touchdown scorer, Dawson Knox.
He's not even on my list. Mine is Logan Thomas.
Yeah. I got him at 23.
Young quarterback. If he doesn't get hurt, which is very likely he will, but if he doesn't, I think he's going to get a lot of targets.
Well, good thing his ADP is 23 right now, 23 tight end overall, so you don't have to draft him. You can get a top 10, according to Josh Wingate, you can get a top 10 tight end.
The issue is injuries. If you have faith in him not getting hurt, then you draft him. If not, then you draft him at 23.
All right, my number 9 is Zach Ertz from the Arizona Cardinals.
Mine is Pat Fairmouth.
Again, not my top 10. Those are 2 guys in my not top 10. Yeah.
Another young quarterback situation. Dump it off. A lot of targets.
Yep. He's my number 11, by the way. I do like him. Just not enough.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki is my number 8.
Dalton Schultz is my number 8.
Fair enough. Dalton Schultz is my number 7.
Okay. Dallas Goedert is my number 7.
Fair enough. Dallas Goedert is my number 6.
TJ Hawkinson is my number 6.
Weird.
What?
Darren Waller is my number 5.
Wow. George Kittle is my number 5.
Huh. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to rationalize things here because I have Hawkinson off my list. It sucks.
Really? Oh, because you're...
No, I have him at 12. I have him at 12.
Really?
Yeah, I have him at 12. It's so stupid. I know. It's like one of my stupidest things. No, I did it.
It's like when I took off Swift. Swift isn't on my list and running back. Is that like the equivalent? Do you just have something against him or?
I'm just over him. He puts up these 30-point games and then like 2-point games. Like he'll go a game with 10 targets and then 1. And I just don't want him on my top 10, so I don't even look at him.
Yeah.
I think he will finish in the top 10, top 12 at least, obviously. It's just he's my number 12 only because he's just so up and down. And I'd rather honestly, all the guys I named, I'd rather have Hawkinson. I mean, I'd rather have these guys over Hawkinson. So it's not like I'm being a fraud. I'm just
what it is. I get that.
Number 4 is George Kittle for me.
Number 4 is Kyle Pitts for me.
3 is Kyle Pitts for me.
3 is Darren Waller for me.
And 2 is Travis Kelce.
2 for me is Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews is number 1.
So Darren Waller was like, other than people that you didn't have on your list and Logan Thomas, was like the difference between our top 10. I think he's going to get a lot more targets. Just for the fact I think Devontae Adams is going to free him up a little more.
See, okay, I'm glad you brought the targets up and him freeing them up. I'm glad you did, actually. So the problem with, in my opinion, the problem with Darren Waller is he played a lot of his success came on targets and high volume targets.
I think he's going to get better quality targets. Let me say that.
But here's the thing with him and with what he needs to produce. In 2021, he had 93 targets. His low, obviously, by far. 145 in 2020, 117. And he needs 100 plus targets to produce. It doesn't matter, but in his target share is insane. 24.2, 28.7, 23.8. The problem is he's not needed anymore.
How many of those targets were just thrown up because they needed them?
But how many he came down with? A lot of them.
Yeah.
So the problem is
the quality of his targets are going to get better.
Yeah, they might get better, but if they're not, you could throw me 60 quality targets. Doesn't mean I'm going to catch them all. It doesn't mean they're all going to get there. It doesn't mean it's going to produce for fantasy. Here's what I truly think. What I truly think about Darren Waller. I think, of course, yes, he is a top 10 tight end. Of course, he's my number 5. That's 5. We're talking about. I'm talking about him like he's a shitty tight end. Yeah. He's my number 5. The problem is Devontae Adams is a big problem. And guess who else is a big problem? His favorite red zone target, Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
Big problem. Now, here's the problem, the inside of the problem. Devontae Adams is a red zone machine. He is a well-built red zone machine. That's where Renfrow ate last year. That's what I see coming to a big feud. Not a feud, but like that's where I think Renfro's going to fall off and Waller's going to fall off because
who
Adams
are you stopping?
Is an alpha.
Who are you trying to stop the most in that situation as a defense?
You can't stop Adams. They tried for seasons after seasons. Who did Aaron Rodgers feed the ball to? It doesn't matter. You can't stop him.
But it's Aaron Rodgers as well. Like,
but it's also Devontae Adams.
Let's also say Derek Carr is not Aaron Rodgers. I think their defense are going to try and stop Adams, and I think you're going to see more targets too, and possibly to the two of them, which is going to open up Adams in the long run, and you're just going to see a mix and match depending on the game of who gets open and who doesn't. I think Derek Carr truly has a beautiful thing where he can throw it to whoever's open. He'd never had that before.
Let me ask you this: who on the who's the number 2 receiver on the Texans? Do you remember? Do you know?
QT's not on the team, is he?
The point you've already made my point. Yeah. The main goal was stop Brandon Cooks. It doesn't matter in the NFL anymore. You can't stop a receiver. You can't touch a receiver. You can't guard a receiver. The receiver wins 80% of the battles these days because you can't defend a receiver. So my point is Adams is still going to get his no matter what. You
can stop them during the read of the quarterback. So depending on where the read is, he can be covered in that moment, and then they go to Waller, and Waller's open, he throws it to Waller. You don't have to stop him throughout the entire process. You just have to stop him in that read process. The difference between Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't matter. That man sees the whole field. I don't know if Derek Carr does. I think he gets kind of zoned out a little bit. He gets a little Brett Favre-ish, where he just chunks it up there. And I think you'll see that a lot with Devontae Adams because, hey, I had you in college. You were my number one. You got me here kind of thing. But I do think Waller is going to get better quality.
Hey, that's good for a tight end 5 because he's not going to get the volume. Seriously, that was my whole point. That's why I put him at 5.
There you go.
He's not going to get the volume. Simple as that. Let's finish off on the wide receiver rankings. Top 10 is this too. There's too little.
I know.
I have so many receivers.
Like I feel like top 20 could just be interchange.
Let me run off my 20 to 11 real quick.
Yeah.
I won't talk.
Go.
20 DK Metcalf. 19 Brandon Cooks. 18 McLaurin. 17 DJ Moore.
He just got a new deal, McLaurin.
16 T Higgins. 15 Jalen Waddle. 14 AJ Brown. 13 Keenan Allen. 12 Michael Pittman. 11 Deontay Johnson. Did anyone stick out to you?
Well, I will say this. My number 10 is Keenan Allen.
It was hard to keep him off the top 10. He's
I think he's very underappreciated.
He is. I remember like 2 years ago, he went off saying he's the best receiver in the league. He tagged like Chris Goodwin instead of Chris Godwin. He went after, remember that? And he went after like Mike Evans and all this stuff. But Keenan Allen's one of the best. Like I have him at 13 only because I think his counterpart, his man on the other side, Mike Williams, is a big like he takes chunks away. Yeah. And you're talking about Austin Eckler as well, taking targets away. It's so hard to have two guys in the top 10. It happens every year lately, like with Evans and Godwin. Then you had like Jamar and Higgins were up there high. It happens every year. So who's your number 10? Keenan. I got Mike Evans.
Keenan Allen. Okay. Well, there you go. Mike Evans is my number 9.
Okay. I got Hollywood Marquise Brown at my number 9 position.
My number 8 or number 9. Okay. My number 8 is Deebo Samuel.
Hey, it's my number 8, Deebo.
There you go.
Which I think is too high. I think when I rated him, I didn't want to, but I felt the peer pressure. I felt every fantasy football analysis coming down on me going, you don't have him higher? Guys, last year was a phenomenal breakout year. There's no fucking way that happens again.
I think you're going to see the ball spread out a little better. I think you're also going to see a better deep ball this year. because of who the quarterback's going to be. And I can't think of their other wide receiver right now. I can't think of his name. Brandon Ayuk is going to do a lot better this year.
I think so too. But so Hollywood Brown's my number, or Hollywood Brown. Debo Samuel's my number 8. Like I didn't want him there, but he's there. Curious on your number 7.
My number 7 is Tyreek Hill.
It's my number 7, Tyreek Hill.
There you go.
I'm curious on your number 6.
My number 6 is Stephon Diggs.
We broke the streak. Mine's CD Lamb.
Well,
I don't see how he could be higher. I don't see how he could be lower. One more year of CD Lamb disappointments, I will quit him forever.
Who is your number 5?
Jamar Chase.
Okay. Well, my number 5 is CD Lamb. I was hoping we flip-flop there.
Nah, I have Jamar Chase a little bit lower than the people. He's a top 3 pick top 3 receiver for most people. I think he's great. But I don't think the volume's going to be there. I don't think, dude. How many times do we see him catch a 3-yard pass and go to the house? Now that's the kind of player he is. I'm not saying it can't happen every time, but goddamn, it happened every time.
He's a quick slant guy and he's a deep ball guy.
And he led the league in drops last year with the OUS crew, with definitely everyone on Twitter. Everyone was tearing Deontay Johnson apart for leading the league in drops. Everyone was tearing him apart. Not one. I've been on Twitter this whole entire offseason. Not one person brought up the fact that Chase led the league in drops. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because me and Dirtbag Dave always say drops don't hurt you at all. You'll just get more targets. It's just concerning that a lot of his plays came off of big plays and not high volume.
Yeah.
And when I want out of my receivers is I want that high volume. I want the 8 targets. I want the 7 targets.
Yep.
I don't want the 4. I don't want you losing targets to Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I'd rather you get 8, 9 targets throughout a year, drop some throughout the game, drop some maybe in the game, but I know you're going to consistently get those targets. Yep. Rather than that 4, and you have to really do something with those 4.
Yes.
Yeah, my number 4 is Jamar Chase.
I got Stephon Diggs.
Okay,
I think it's a big bounce back year.
It very well could be. I think we're going to see a lot from Buffalo this year. My number 3 is Devontae Adams.
That's my number 3.
My number 2, and I think this is where we're going to differ.
I don't think so.
I'm Justin Jefferson.
That's my number 2.
All right.
He's the best receiver in the league, but it doesn't mean that Cup's not going to get 180 fucking targets this year. It doesn't matter if you're the best receiver. If you're getting 180 targets, it doesn't matter. Like Cup's
targets over catches.
Yeah, so targets way more important than anything in the NFL for fantasy. And I mean, Cup's getting that many targets. It's just hard not to. It's hard. It's hard not to put him at number 1.
Yep.
Can he repeat as number 1? Of course. Will he?
I doubt it.
I don't know. Especially not what he did. We all thought, and of course myself, when Michael Thomas did what he did in 2019, I was like, "There's no way he busts. There's no way." Guess what happened? Guess what? He hasn't played. He's played 3 games since.
Yep.
Or 4 games since. So Cooper Kupp's definitely number 1.
Can I make a little thing for CeeDee Lamb real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I think Amari Cooper was a locker room problem in the Dallas Cowboys. Just reading between the lines, I really do. I went to a Cowboys game against the Commanders last year, and
Commanders didn't exist last year.
Well, that's who they are. And I just saw, whenever Amari Cooper was on the field, he just looked like he was lollygagging. He didn't really care. And he's the guy that every wide receiver looks up to. And I think you saw that in Oakland a little bit as well. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to do a lot better. He looks like he's coming in better shape. He's thinner than ever. That's a little.
Which he was already super thin.
I know that was a joke. That was a joke, by the way. But no, I really do think people are hyping him up. He's gained so much muscle, and then you look at him, he looks like Skeletor over here. No, but I don't. I think people have forgotten the prospect that he was and how long it does take some receivers to hit that potential. Is he coming into his 4th year? I think he is.
I think it's 3rd.
3rd or 4th year. He should be hitting that potential real soon. And a lot of people were comparing him to this receiver over in Arizona that's suspended for a little bit now. Um, I think we see his potential, and I think it's a great situation for CD Lamb right now.
So CD was getting 7.5 targets a game last year, 20% target share. Right now the slot 32% of the time, right? The problem is what he does with those targets, what he does with those yards. He had 79 receptions, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. You got to think that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. Not in today's NFL. Like Justin Jefferson's out there getting 1,600 yards. You know, Cooper
But he
Kupp's
was
out here
he was the number 2.
I guess he was a number 2, but I mean, I can go look up T. Higgins' numbers. I don't know if they're the same, but T. Higgins missed a lot of games. What my point is what he's doing with the ball in the red zone. He's like non-existent in the red zone. It feels like, right? Like I don't know.
What did CD do last year?
In the red zone? Or
No,
what?
just you. I didn't hear the stats you gave.
Oh, he had 79 catches, 1,100 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
T. Higgins had 74 catches, 1,091 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
And how many games did he miss? He missed more games. He missed like 4 or 5 games. CD missed none. CD played 16, so I guess he missed 1.
Um,
Well, look at his points. Look at his fantasy points per game. I can do that right now for you if you need me to. But
I'm trying to find it right now. Oh, they took me to the. Hold up. I was just looking at the side.
Of course they did. And I'm trying to look for stupid red zone targets. That's my point. He scored 6 touchdowns. That's great.
He had 110 targets, 74 catches. T. Higgins. It's not showing me.
How many targets? How many targets? How many?
110.
110. CD only had 120. So that's 10 less targets in like what? 5 less games? It's crazy.
It has him playing in all the games.
T. Higgins definitely missed time.
No,
1,000%.
Has him playing in every game.
There's no way. There's no way. Look it up.
To my knowledge.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, or because I didn't pop an edible yet. They're totally legal here in Florida. They're totally legal, by the way, everyone. He played 14 games. He played 14 games. He averaged 7.9 targets a game, which is more than the CD. He had 74 receptions, which averaged more receptions a game than CD. He averaged more receiving yards a game than CD. He averaged more touchdowns a game than CD.
Well, there you go. I mean, just go off of targets.
That's what I'm saying. Like he just had more than CD.
Yeah.
And here we are. We have him higher than CD higher than T. Higgins, and we have CD only 1 slot lower than Jamar Chase, or maybe 2 slots.
Well, that's also because targets are opening up.
Yeah, the vacated targets. But then you have it didn't make sense last year in Dallas, and correct me if I'm wrong, but God, Cedric Wilson took everything. Cedric Wilson was the superstar at the end of the year. So I mean, I don't know if you didn't probably pay attention to fantasy, but gosh, Cedric Wilson was the guy that
had some good games. He had like two touchdown games, and he took it opportunistic times when he had to. And
where did CD go? Look, I love CD as much as anyone else, and especially in Dynasty. I just don't think so. Him, which another guy we didn't bring up was AJ Brown. I think him and AJ Brown, this is it this year, man. If they don't produce, they're going to that wide receiver 2, slightly wide receiver 3 area for me.
But why are we giving AJ Brown an extra year and not CD Lamb?
New team. I want to see what he does with his new team with Jalen Hurts. Look, I've been an AJ Brown hater my entire life. I was never on AJ Brown. I've always had him ranked lower than everyone else. This year I have him at 1.
I think the only issue is he gets hurt. He gets hurt a lot.
He gets out of games. He's just like kind of like he's a bigger Jamar where he makes big plays, but he can also get taken out.
Yeah.
There's like 3 receivers that can just get taken out of a game, and he's one of them. Him and DJ Moore and CD Lamb. Like these guys just get taken out of games, and it drives me nuts. I can't look up Cedric Wilson. Apparently he doesn't exist.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson.
He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist on Player Profiler. You can't look up his 2021 stats. Oh my gosh.
Are you spelling his name right?
Cedric, I'm on. I see his picture. I see his face. I see his stats. He had 61 targets, 45 catches, 602 yards. But I want to see what his stretch, because you can do by games, and I can't look at his stretch from to the end of the year. What a disaster! That's all I wanted to see is how awesome he was at the end of the year because he killed it.
He did, and he's what helped Dallas kind of stay in the playoff.
Yep. So that was your crash course top 10 rankings of every position. I
Yeah,
have deeper rankings, and I'm gonna keep. I have them in Excel spreadsheets. I update them when something happens. I'll update my shit, or when someone goes down, I'll update them. We're trying to get them on the website, sayitagain.com or whatever it's called these days. Trying to get them up somewhere so people can see it. What is it? What's our website?
I have no clue.
I have no clue either, but I do know that I have access to it and I can update my rankings. But it's July. Most people aren't thinking about fantasy right now, but Scott Fish Bowl is literally drafting next week.
Yeah, and I remember you messaged me. And you're like, "What are we going to talk about? We have nothing. We have baseball." And I was like, "Yeah, but fantasy football is coming up." And you're like, "Well, I do have the Scott Fish Bowl." I'm like, "Damn right, fantasy football.
Yes.
Here we go."
Yes. We have baseball. There's this pitcher on the Rays who's really good, strikes out a lot of players. He might be the Cy Young. I don't know. We can talk about him
You don't
next
know.
time.
What's his name?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
You really don't know.
McClanahan.
McClanahan.
He's awesome. Yeah. I'm watching the Rays right now. They're beating the shit out of Boston.
Nice.
Yeah.
Phillies lost Bryce. Bryce said he's going to be back, but they're kind of staying stable a little bit. They're a game out of the wild card. 8 games out of first place. So you never know.
Did we ever find out who SpongeBob fan is? He says he's going to go stream.
Yeah, I looked up his stream. He doesn't have one going right now. So
what a dirtbag. Hey, if you're still there, since we're into the show and we're going to wrap it up probably in the next 5 minutes, what do I think about the New York Islanders? Pathetic losers. That's it.
What was that? Losers?
I'm doing my Donald Trump. Pathetic losers.
Yeah, you did a great job. Again, Josh Wingate 302, Josh Kimmel OUS. Mugs and Balls on all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. And I guarantee you, Josh Kimmel did not come up with an ending saying.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
What we got? Are you going to make it up off the top of your head right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Because you're goddamn right. I'll be totally honest with you. It was Tuesday today, and I kind of forgot we had a show tonight because it's Tuesday. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like sometime middle of the day, like something came up. And I'm like, oh, I don't have anything prepared, but I do have my rankings prepared. So my saying for the day, I'm going to leave you with this. What the hell's wrong with you?
There's a lot of fucking sediment to this beer.
That means it's good beer. That's the good stuff.
It's like white chalky sediment.
You know what? I have nothing for you. I almost had something, but I don't.
No. Go ahead, bud.
Have Halloween's coming up next. What's the next holiday? No. What's the next holiday?
Labor Day.
Labor Day's coming up, guys. Get ready for it. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's it. That's all I got.